All right, welcome to our FC25 Juventus Career Mode, where it's our job to make Juve the kings of Italy again. Now, Juventus have not won Serie A in almost 5 years, and we all know a financial scandal recently has devastated the club, forcing them to sell young players, and they were even banned from Europe for one season. But things are finally starting to look better. Financial issues being slowly resolved, allowing them to sign new players like Coupe Miners and Douglas Luiz. They're back in the Champions League after finishing 3rd last year. Juventus are poised for a huge comeback, and this comeback is being led by new manager Thiago Motta. After a few impressive years at Bologna, is he really up for the challenge? Well, I guess that's up for me to decide, because breaking news, I have been hired as the new sporting director of Juventus. My previous experience, pretty much nothing, 0, but I've got the job and it's time to save Juventus. So drop a like if you want this to be a full series, and also hit that sub button down below. We're getting close to 250,000 subs. So as we start, it's day 1 of my new job, Juventus sporting director. So I take some questions from the Italian media.
Tyler, come pensi di rendere questo club di nuovo la migliore squadra d'Italia?
And then we say, well, it's not going to happen overnight. This club was in a very bad position a year ago. Now, though, we are ready to make our comeback.
Che aspetto ha questo ritorno?
It looks like bringing star power back to Juventus. I mean, Pirlo, Buffon, Zidane, Del Piero. This club is known for fielding some of the best players of all time. I want to bring that back. And with that, we will challenge for more trophies here in Italy and also in Europe.
Bene. Ti auguriamo buona fortuna.
And now it's time for my first meeting with head coach Thiago Motta. Now he asks me,
qual é a nossa estratégia de transferência para o resto da janela?
And we reply, we've already signed numerous players on loan and permanent deals, but we might have room for 2 more signings here. Now, one is, it's very ambitious. Not sure if we can actually get it done, but we will try. Now, before we actually get to transfers, we gotta have an intro to our starting squad at Juventus. Now, in our goalie spot, we currently have Gregorio as our starting goalkeeper. Now, he's on loan from Monza. This is due to the financial issues, so he's not here permanently, but he's gonna be a solid keeper for us this year. Now, at right back, we have Cambiasso, who I think is the right back for the future for us. And then at left back, we currently have Cabal. He's a very young, promising player. Do I think he's good enough to be a starter right now? Probably not. So left back will probably need to be addressed in this transfer window. Now at center back, we have Romero, probably the best player in this team. Okay, by far the best player in this team. An extremely solid center back, a leader of the team, and also our captain. Now next to him, we have Kalulu on loan from AC Milan. He's going to be my starting pairing alongside Romero, but him being on loan from Milan, this season's kind of like an audition for him whether we should sign him permanently or not. At CDM, we have the ever reliable Locatelli. Kind of like Cambiasso, I see him as our CDM of the future. And then first midfield spot is Coupe Miners' new signing. He's a very interesting player, more of an attacking midfielder. He's just very good technically. And then next to him is also another new signing, Douglas Luiz. From Aston Villa, you know, a pure box-to-box defensive-minded midfielder. The fact that we have those 2 players on permanent deals shows that we're truly solving some of our financial issues. Now, right wing, we currently have Nicolas Gonzalez there. Now, he's another player who's on loan, but he's got a lot of potential to be in this team for the future. I like him a lot. Now, currently, our starting left winger is a very young player in Kenan Yildiz. Honestly, I'm not sure if he's ready to start for this team, but he's definitely one for the future here. And then starting striker is going to be Dusan Vlahovic, a player with immense potential. It's just, can he truly realize it? Now, along with those players, we have a very deep bench here at Juventus. Players like Milik, Thuram, McKennie, Conceição, the main club captain in Danilo too. So this starting squad is definitely not too bad for this club. So now that we know what our squad looks like, we kind of know what we need. A new left wing and a new left back. So I'd say let's start at left back. I have identified Fabiano Parisi as my left back target. And just like Cambiasso, I see him as the left back of our future. Now, he's not rapidly quick, but pretty much solid everywhere else. And there's really potential there for us to unlock. So we get the deal done, no issues. We signed Parisi for only 14 million from Fiorentina. And also look at this, after signing for the club, Parisi addresses the Juventus fans directly, saying that he cannot wait to play for such a legendary club. And now for our left wing target, I'm gonna have to hop on a flight for this one. We are putting a lot of resources into this transfer, and I'm not sure if it's even possible. Our target is gonna be Neymar Jr., one of the biggest what ifs in football's recent history. An amazing career, an amazing player, but somehow many feel Neymar never truly realized his potential. He's playing in Saudi now with Al Hilal, but I have an offer for him. So I get a one-on-one meeting with Neymar, and I tell him, I'm gonna get straight to the point here. I have an offer for you. But then Neymar says,
não, estou interessado. Estou feliz aqui.
So I reply, so that's it? You're just gonna write out the rest of your career here? Look, playing here for Al Hilal will always be here for you. In 2-3 years, you can be right where you're sitting right now, or even in the MLS. But my offer, it's right now or never. It won't be here next year. And then after a long pause, Neymar sits up and he says,
O que é esta oferta?
Neymar Jr. has signed for Juventus in a shocking turn of events, forfeiting his contract in Saudi to have another chance in Europe. Coming off a major injury, this is a big risk by Juventus.
That is right. We convinced Neymar to sign, and we now have our new left winger. Parisi Neymar added to our summer transfers, and we're now ready for the season. Now, in terms of Thiago Motta's tactics at Juventus, we're playing a 4-3-3 holding, focused on short passing, a high defensive approach. We got Neymar in his playmaker role, and also pretty much everyone else in their best roles we can put him in. And that takes us to our first game of the Serie A season. Thiago Motta walks the team out of the bus. We're a team that's facing a lot of pressure this year, finishing third last year, now a new coach, a high-profile transfer in Neymar, a sporting director with no experience. How is this gonna work? But this career mode now is truly kicked off. Now we're facing Como in this first game, and they played just so possession-based. They were passing the ball around everywhere. So we kind of decided to let them play their game. Now we finally get a chance to counterattack, and Douglas Luiz picks the ball up, plays it over to Nico Gonzalez. He then plays it into Vlahovic, which Vlahovic takes a good shot. It rebounds back to Nico Gonzalez, and he scores the first goal of this career mode. I mean, I was scoring a lot of these goals in F25 so far. It's another rebound goal, but right place, right time, and Gonzalez scores the first goal of the season for us. 1-0 to Juventus. I gotta say though, Como are playing so well this game. If it wasn't for our defense being great, this game would be tied up as Bremer makes that tackle. And then later on in the second half, even our new left back Parisi is having a great show in here getting that tackle. So defense doing their job. We get a chance right here off kind of a botched clearance. Hoop miners into Neymar, into Vlahovic. Gets the ball to Gonzalez, but Gonzalez's shot is pretty much right at the keeper though. Now late in the game, 83rd minute, Neymar is really having his first flash here, showing the Juventus fans what he can do. Goes on a solo run, skips by a tackle, tries to find the finesse angle, but can't quite find it. Now 88th minute, Como have a chance to tie this up right now. The ball gets to our box, but Di Gregorio makes an amazing save, and that is how this game ends. So a slim 1-0 win versus Como. You know what? We got the 3 points, so I say that's good enough for our first game. Neymar has still got a lot to show though. And that leads us to game 2. We are facing Roma in Serie A. This is a much bigger test than Como. Now Neymar is so eager to show the world that he can still play at this level. 32nd minute, gets a pop shot at the keeper. You know, it's not a bad shot. It's not too threatening though. Later on, 41st minute, Cambiaso makes a very good tackle there. Feeds the ball up to Nico Gonzalez, and then he's eventually going to find Vlahovic with a great through ball. Vlahovic tries to cut inside, gets a shot away, but that shot is unfortunately blocked, and then it's going to be cleared. So just not finding that goal yet this game. Now into the 60th minute. This is Roma's best chance of the game so far. Great through ball again, but Di Gregorio, that is an even better save. Now unfortunately, the corner from that shot, it bounces up awkwardly, and then Pellegrini is going to get a header into pretty much an open net. That is just a very unfortunate, scrappy goal, but Roma take a 1-0 lead in the 64th minute. Is this going to be our first loss of the year? It might be, as they have a chance to seal it, but once again, Gregorio makes a very good save. So their corner is sent in. You know, it's not a great corner. It's cleared out. Luiz plays it to Parisi, and he's going to try to kick this forward up to Neymar, which Neymar, that is some great control by Neymar. He plays it back to Coop Miners, and he finds Parisi, and we have a chance here now. Neymar feeds it into Vlahovic. Vlahovic stops, plays it right into Neymar, and Neymar is going to score the equalizer. 73rd minute, this game is 1-1. That was literally defense to attack. Like the whole pitch, or the whole length of the pitch was involved in that buildup. And Neymar gets his first goal as a Juventus player. He's finally off the mark. Now 80th minute, Roma have a chance here to get the lead back, but that shot is going to be blocked. And then 87th minute, Parisi makes a great steal. He's had a great game, but we now have a chance to win this game. Neymar to Coop Miners, gets it up to Vlahovic, and Vlahovic plays a great ball to Neymar, which he then returns the favor into Vlahovic. Vlahovic shoots, but he is going to hit the inside of the post. So close to a winner, but that is going to be full time. So we are going to draw 1-1 with Roma. Yeah, that one stings a little bit. Now though, next game, it's time for our first Champions League game at Juventus after a year of being banned in this competition. And hey, kind of like Como, PSV played a great game versus us here. We get a chance with Nico playing at Vlahovic. Vlahovic in a good spot, but that is going to be cleared. That's really just great defending. And then 24th minute, you know, ignore the camera change. But Vlahovic and Neymar are starting to build some chemistry with these give and goes. Neymar runs down the field, plays it through to Vlahovic, but his shot is pretty tame and right at the keeper. That one definitely could have been better. And then 44th minute, Cambiaso tries to play a pass here and almost finds Douglas Luiz with the first goal of the game. Now, unfortunately, 70th minute, the first goal of the game does come, but it's from Noah Lang and it's for PSV. It's 1-0 to them in the 71st minute. Now, this would be a devastating loss in our first game against a team like this. And we're down to the final 2 minutes here. Bremer makes a good tackle. This is our last chance to salvage something here. Now, he is going to find Vlahovic with an amazing through ball. And then it's basically 2-on-1 here. Vlahovic gets to the box, plays it to Neymar, plays the right pass, and Neymar scores again. Another equalizer to make it 1-1. And we at least salvage a point here in the Champions League. I would have loved to win this game, but we're going to have to settle for just a point again. Now, game 4 is probably the toughest of the bunch. We are facing the unlicensed Inter Milan. We got to be like maybe the best team in Serie A, although that might be arguable. Now, 8th minute, we have a chance here. Bremer plays it to Neymar. And then Neymar, what a pass to Nico Gonzalez. Then also, what a volley and finish. 8th minute, it's 1-0 to Juventus already. Tony, this front three is really starting to build some chemistry. I don't know what was better there, the pass or the finish. Now, after that goal is kind of where this game, I say it got pretty bad for us, honestly. Rella plays it into Thuram. Thuram gets a free shot away. He's going to score easily. So 30th minute, Inter make it 1-1. And it kind of feels like this is where we lost the game. We get a chance to get the lead before halftime, but, you know, some decent defending, some awkwardness. The ball's bouncing around everywhere. Actually leads to a very good near post save by Di Gregorio. So we escape the half at 1-1. And then 64th minute, Neymar has a great run here, actually. Once again, showing his skills, does all he can to try to find Nico, but Nico just can't get enough on that finish. And that was honestly the best chance we had in the second half. At 70th minute, Inter are going to find their striker, Lautaro Martinez, and he is going to put it past our keeper to make it 2-1 to Inter Milan. So they took the lead, and that's how the game finished, 2-1. So a tough loss, but a lot to learn from. Now, midway point of the year, we're currently sitting in 3rd in Serie A. 4 points off Milan in 1st, so we're definitely not in a bad spot. It looks like a 3-horse title race right now. You can see Neymar's got 15 goals and 7 assists. He's playing amazing for his first year back in Europe. Deloney, Gonzalez, 13 goals, Vlahovic, 11. Stat-wise, the team actually looks pretty good. And as for the Champions League, we actually finished in 10th place. So we have to play now that playoff round in the Champions League. But midway point, we have a conversation with Thiago Motta, and we tell him the board are very happy with our progress. Now, their main wish is to finish in a Champions League spot again. And honestly, financially, we must do that to survive. Now, as for January transfers, our budget for January is pretty much non-existent. We tell him, I think it's best if we move forward rest of the season with the team we have. And in the summer, we will plan to make bigger changes if needed. And then Thiago Motta agrees and he says,
Acho que podemos lutar pela liga.
Now, while there might not be any transfer news in January, I will say there is some news from the Juventus Academy. A 15-year-old going by the name of Carlo Valentini. He's a left wing / striker, basically a forward, who has become our highest potential youth player. Now, he's still a year out from even being considered for a first team promotion, but he looks like the next big thing, and we will be watching him very, very closely. For now, though, it's time to start our second half of the season. We're facing Empoli in Serie A. We gotta try and make a statement here to start the second half of the year. Now, I guess Empoli try to make a statement, though, to start this game as they get a shot away. Good save by our keeper, though, making me a little nervous to start. Now, 34th minute, ball is put up to Vlahovic on the counterattack. Is going to find Nico Gonzalez in a lot of space, and he's going to play it right back to Douglas Luiz, who gets the finish to make this game 1-0 to Juventus. All right, now that is the start I was looking for. And then later on, as we start the second half, Neymar picks this ball up with that playmaking role. You know he's going to find the right pass here. Finds Vlahovic into Nico Gonzalez, and that's going to be 2-0 to Juventus. Another well-worked goal here, and we got a chance to make it 3 here. Neymar is just running this ball forward in the middle of the pitch. You can't give Neymar that much room. This time, though, he does not punish them for that, which honestly, he probably should have. 64th minute, again, Neymar, he's just always finding the right pass here. Finds Vlahovic, who turns, gets a shot away, but that shot is going to be saved. And man, we just cannot find this third goal in this game. Nico Gonzalez, what a run, even showing some skill, but the shot is just simply not good enough. One more chance to make it 3-0, and Coop Miners is going to send that shot just not where it needs to be. So a great attacking show by us. We only scored 2 goals, though, as we beat Empoli 2-0. I would like to see us score more goals in these games. But now that leads us to the Champions League playoff, or I guess also the round of 32, you can call it. We have Celtic in this round. Now we sim the first leg, and that was actually going to be a 2-1 win to Juventus. So I felt comfortable enough to sim the second leg, and maybe I shouldn't have. We won that 3-2. It was extremely close, and we get by Celtic by only 1 goal. I thought we'd win that by like at least 2 or 3 goals right there. So we get lucky, but in the next round, in the round of 16, we did not get so lucky, guys. We are facing Manchester City, the definition of an unlucky draw for us. Facing one of the best teams in the world, and first leg it showed, we're going to lose that first leg 2-1 to Man City. So next up, we arrive in Manchester for the second leg, and we actually meet Pep Guardiola in the tunnel. So I say, Pep, it's great to meet you. And then Pep says,
you've got a tough job on your hands, Hugh.
And then we have a little conversation with Pep. I mean, it's not too bad. We're making progress. I gotta say, though, I do have a question for you. Just between professionals, what's next for you after Man City? And then Pep laughs and says,
what are you, a journalist?
Hey, I'm just curious. He then says,
ask me again in a year. He could have a different answer then.
So that is very interesting. And then later on in a pre-match press conference, Pep has a little comment about the food in Italy, specifically here saying the food is lovely. Yeah, that is pretty interesting. But now as the game starts, we're 2-1 down versus Man City. If we could somehow pull the win out here, I think everyone would believe that Juventus are truly, truly back. And now 6 minutes in, we're actually starting this game off very well as Neymar cuts inside, goes for a finesse shot, but that shot is right at Ederson. Still not a bad shot though. Into the 23rd minute, the one thing you cannot do is let Haaland into your box. He gets it behind there, and this leads to Bernardo Silva having a great chance to pick out a pass. He's going to find Foden, and Foden shoots near post, and he's going to score for Man City. After our good start, that is devastating. It's now 3-1 to Man City. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the world for a reason, and we're just barely trying to make our comeback. Now, a chance here as Neymar plays a good over-the-top through ball to Vlahovic. That's a great volley attempt, but an even better save. If that went in, that'd probably be the goal of the season. Now, Nico picks the ball up after that rebound, though. As we're trying to find another shot here, the ball eventually leads to to Coop Miners, who takes a shot, and that's going to hit the crossbar. So we're showing our ability here, you know, almost scoring against Man City and making this a game. Just can't find that finish yet. Now, 34th minute, Nico is going to play a great ball to Vlahovic, but Ederson makes an even better save. He just pounced at the right time there. And once again, we are creating chances here. Nico Gonzalez shot, but Ederson is going to make another save. And that is how the first half ended. Now, later on, 58th minute for Man City. They have a chance to truly end this game, but Gregorio makes a very good save. Now, into the 77th minute, we're just running out of ideas here. A cross in there is easily cleared. And then 88th minute, a desperate chance at a through ball. We just could not create anything in the second half. So just like that game ended. 3-1 on aggregate to Man City. And we have been knocked out in the Champions League round of 16. For our first year back in the Champions League after being banned, oh, that's just not the run we wanted. We came up, though, against a force in Man City. So that takes us to the league table in April, as we are actually in second place. With the game in hand, we're 6 points off AC Milan. So this league title, there's still a chance here. We are still in this title race. Now, unfortunately, we got knocked out of the Coppa Italia, so this is our last chance for a trophy this year. Our last chance for anything, really. Now, in this game, we're taking on Lecce, which Neymar gets shot away here, but that shot is going to go wide. Once again, he's desperate to show the world what he can do. He's had a good season, but he wants a trophy to go along with it. Later on, 58th minute, Vlahovic picks up the ball here. He's going to lay this off to Coop Miners, who Coop Miners has some very good long shots. That shot is unfortunately going to be saved, though. But man, I do like his left-footed long shots. Into the 60th minute, we're just trying to find this goal here. Game is still tied up. We're not going to find it from that cross, though. 66th minute now. We're going to play kind of a hopeful through ball here over the top. You know, I didn't think much of this, but Vlahovic gets actually a touch on it, but it's going to go to the keeper. And that takes us to the 80th minute here. Cambiasso gets a great steal, and we get a chance to break from this. Nico's going to play to Vlahovic. Vlahovic gets a shot, and that is going to be 1-0 to Juventus in the 81st minute. That is a huge goal to keep us alive in this title race. And then into added time, we have a chance to seal this here with Neymar. He's just free through on goal, but that's a finish that he definitely is going to want back. Man, that's one he's got to put away. But thankfully, it does not matter. We're going to win this game 1-0. Now, we're still behind Milan in points, but there's still hope here for the title. And now that leads us to our next game facing Bologna, Thiago Motta's former team. I mean, at this point, a draw or loss might give the title to AC Milan. And also, they might not even lose any more games, so even if we win, we're not sure. But we got to control what we can control, and that's this game here. As Vlahovic, you know, dribbles around almost 3 Bologna players. He gets in the box and he goes for a shot. That is a great solo goal by Vlahovic. I gotta say, he got a lot better as the season went on. Now, Bologna get a chance in the 38th minute to equalize, but Gregorio, again, another good goalkeeper play. Pretty much saving us there, literally. And then to start the second half, we have a chance here where Gregorio plays it out to our right back. Cambiasso picks this up, plays it up to Nico Gonzalez, then into Vlahovic. Vlahovic, he waits for Nico's run, finds Nico, and he's got so much space to run into, but he's also got the finish too to make it 2-0 to Juventus. That's one of our best worked goals of the year, you know, from goalkeeper all the way to our right winger scoring. That is some beautiful football. Later on, 57th minute, Kalulu makes a good challenge here. We're trying to keep this game at 2-0, you know, keeping the clean sheet. But Bologna just absolutely cut us apart here, and they do find their goal to make it 2-1, so this now is getting interesting. But thankfully, not too interesting. As 90th minute, Neymar plays over to the right here. Cambiasso tries to find a cross to Vlahovic. That's going to be cleared, but that is how the game ended. So Thiago Motta beats his former team 2-1. The unfortunate thing is, though, if AC Milan just don't lose, then that's going to be the season. And as I say that, that is exactly what happened. We get to the end of the year, and AC Milan just did not drop any points in the last like 5 games. So despite us getting closer, it's going to be a 4-point gap. We finish second in Serie A. Now, we fell short, but honestly, a 91-point season, that's not bad. It shows AC Milan were that much better than us. Now, they also won the Coppa Italia 3-0, and then actually Barcelona went on to win the Champions League. But still, though, I don't think we had a bad season at all. Final stats, you see Nico scored 25, Neymar 25 and 13, Vlahovic 24 and 6. Our front three absolutely did their job. Even our midfielders getting 12 assists each. It's just reality is we're going to go trophyless in our first season with Juventus. There's a lot to work on, a lot of things to improve, but a 91-point season is still not bad for our first year with the club.
What do we think of this season, Juventus fans? Did the new sporting director deliver some hope? Or was it not good enough? We're getting a lot of mixed opinions around the media world, but one thing I'll say is that 91 points in a season is nothing to be ashamed about. I think next season they're going to make even more noise.
So you guys, let me know if you want this to be a full series. I'm currently on a 5-year contract at Juventus. Every episode is going to be 1 season. Let me know if you want to see more of this, because we got new signings planned for season 2. We got youth player debuts potentially coming, and also maybe a new coach in the future. So once again, drop a like if you want to see more of this. And if you want to watch me rebuild Arsenal, then click on screen to watch that.